Welcome to the Caroline and Dada Show, NFL predictions for Week 14. We will jump right in. First, we've got Caroline with a little owl action today, like the matching hat, nice pick. And Dada, we're going to recap Week 13. Week 13, we both went 50%. We went 8-8. Looked like we both picked, Caroline picked Aaron Rodgers. She was right there. I had Matthew Stafford. That didn't work out well. We both picked D'Angelo Williams over Frank Gore, so that was all good. And what was the other? Wait, Beckham. Hold on, I can't see that. Oh, sorry about that. Looks like we both picked Brandon Marshall. That's right, Brandon Marshall over Beckham, and we were actually wrong. We picked Beckham over Marshall. So that was a recap from last week. Let's jump right into this week's picks. The Thursday night matchup has the Cardinals and Vikings. Who are we going with there? Cardinals or Vikings? All right, Caroline's going Vikings right out of the gates. I'm actually going to disagree. I'm going to go with the Cardinals in that matchup. I think their offense is just a little more high octane than that of the Vikings. All right, we've got the Seahawks taking on the Ravens. Who are we going with? Ravens or Seahawks? Ravens or Seahawks? Tough call. That's who you're going with? All right, she's going with the Seattle Seahawks against the Ravens. I think the Ravens are also too beat up with injuries. I think the Seahawks are, like I said last week, on that sweep to the end of the season. They'll make the playoffs and do some damage per usual. I've got the Buffalo Bills taking on the Eagles. Who are you going with there, Caroline? Eagles or Bills? Uh-oh. All right. We're going to go with the Buffalo Bills. I am actually going to agree with that matchup as well. I think the Buffalo Bills are going to get things rolling. I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs, but I think they're going to make a good run towards the end of this season. All right, we've got the Niners taking on Pop Pop's Browns. Pop Pop's Browns or the Niners? What you going with? Uh-oh. You give me one? All right. She's going with the Niners over Pop Pop's Browns and a heartbreaker. I'm going to disagree. I think the Pop Pop's Browns are going to get it done with Johnny Manziel this week at quarterback. All right, we've got Matt Stafford and the Lions taking on Todd Gurley and the Rams. You going Rams or Lions? Just give me one. Right? Saying Lions, but she's picking Rams. I'm going to disagree. I'm going to take your... I'm going to use your verbal advice and take those Lions, though, this week. But you took the Rams. You know that, right? Okay. All right, we've got the Titans taking on the Jets. Jets or Titans? Who are you going with? All right away, she's picking the Titans this week and says goodbye to the Jets. I'm going to agree as well. I think Marcus Mariota came on strong last week, and why can't that continue, right? All right, we've got Rooney's Steelers taking on the Bengals. Who are you going with, Steelers or Bengals? You going with Bengals or the Steelers? Steelers need this one to keep their season alive. And, that's the one. The Steelers, she's picking Rooney's Steelers. I'm going to disagree. I'm going to pick the Bengals this week. In our fantasy football matchup, we have Green and Brown, two of the premier receivers in the league. Who are you going with here, Antonio Brown or A.J. Green? Antonio Brown will have the better week. Well, that will make Jeff happy in his fantasy football leagues. I am actually going to agree as well and say Antonio Brown will pick up lots of yardage this week. All right, we've got the Saints without Mark Ingram taking on the Buccaneers, who are red hot as of late. Who are you going, Saints or Buccaneers? All right, she's picking the Saints. I'm going to disagree. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. The Saints have pretty much punted on the season, and I think that will show this week. All right, we've got the Colts taking on the Jaguars. Jaguars, Colts. Who are you picking? Which one are you going with, Jaguars or Colts? Okay. She's going with the Jaguars. I actually am going to agree as well. I think the Hasselbeck magic is done. Jaguars win that one easily. All right, we've got the Redskins taking on the Chicago Bears. Redskins or Bears? Who are you picking? Just pick one. Can you give me one? Redskins or Bears? Who are you picking? She's going to pick the Redskins, not too surprisingly. I am going to pick the Bears again this week because I just can't stop. All right. We've got the Raiders taking on the Broncos. Who are you going with? Osweiler's Broncos versus the Raiders. Ooh, tough call. They saying goodbye to the hat? All right. Comb the hair over a little bit there. Oh, it looks beautiful. Raiders or Broncos? Who are you picking? You want me to put it back on? You can put it back on. I understand. There you go. See? That looks pretty good. All right. Raiders or Broncos? Who are you picking? No, no phone. Are you going to go with the Raiders or the Broncos?
No.
Yeah, you got to go with one of them. Okay. The Broncos it is. I'm going to agree as well. I think the Broncos defense is too much for the Raiders this week. All right. Cowboys or Packers? Packers or Cowboys? All right. Packers are the first man out. She's going Packers. I am actually going to agree. I think the Packers take control of that one this week. I've got the Falcons versus the Panthers. Undefeated Panthers versus the Falcons. Who are you picking? All right. The Falcons in an upset was her first hand to me. I disagree. I think the Panthers go undefeated one more week. And our monster pick of the week. Monster pick of the week. We have Caroline's guaranteed pick. We've got the Chargers and the Chiefs. Who are you picking? Chiefs or Chargers? All right. Chargers is who our monster pick. The guaranteed pick of the week is. I'm actually going to disagree. I think Philip Rivers might not have a play in this one. The Chiefs and Alex Smith will take this victory. All right, we've got, speaking of Alex Smith and Rivers, we assume Rivers will start, so we'll operate under those conditions. Smith or Rivers? Who has the bigger game? All right, she's going Alex Smith. You have the bigger game. I'm actually going to agree with that as well. All right, the Sunday night matchup. You've got the Patriots who are reeling. Is that a thing? Lost their last two, taking on the Texans. With DeAndre Hopkins, who are you going? Patriots? Okay, she's going Patriots. I'm also going to agree. I think the Patriots can get it back on track this week. Fantasy football. DeAndre Hopkins or Amendola? Who has the bigger week? Going Hopkins? All right, I agree. I'm also going to pick Hopkins this week. As we roll into the Monday Night Football, we've got Liz's Giants taking on Brad's Dolphins. Who are you going with? Giants or Dolphins? First one she gave me is the Dolphins. I'm going to disagree. I'm going to pick the Giants this week. How about Baba? Baba? Baba joined us in the booth? No. Oh my goodness. How about some water? No? No more? No more water? All right, that's our show this week. Hope everyone has a great weekend as we roll into week 14 action. That's our show. Hope to see you next week. Caroline. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Nice show. High five? You get a high five? Oh, that's a good high five.